Yeah, we've talked about good teams for a while now. Let's move on to SRH.
Good segue. That's
I'm
a
just
good
going to take
segue.
a hot dip because even at the start, we were saying they're so bad, and now we've seen them play, and now we're just like, just kill me already, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
to be fair, at the beginning I said that the worst two teams would be Gujarat at the bottom and SRH. I think Om agreed with me. Rayan said Gujarat would do better, and he's right in this one.
SRH
But
has played only one game, and they played against the best team, but
that's true.
they looked so bad. Okay, you take out the bowling lineup is decent, okay? Bhuvanesha bowled well at the start. Nataraj and Umran Malik bowled well. Just keep them aside, okay? Look at the other players and you go, Gully cricket team or what? Like, what is this team? They had such a bad auction. And yeah, Rehan, you want to talk about Simon Katic? Bring that anecdote in.
Oh my, yeah. So Bhuvi is pretty good. Yeah. And then there's the rest of the team. So Simon Katic obviously left after the auction. Reports are saying he left because they didn't follow any plan whatsoever. He's denied that, but we know he's not being true. And obviously we understand that team individually players might look good, but like it once you look at it, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't look good. Individual players might be good, but as a team, it just doesn't fit together. They have the talent is just not performing. To be fair, they've only had one game so far. We can assess them more after a few games, but that one game was just not it, man.
See, first of all,
Yeah, like that.
if you're playing someone like Aiden Markram, to get the most out of him, you play him up top. That they can't do. Okay?
Yeah.
You're playing Abhishek Sharma opening. Might have done well for Punjab. He's not this level player. Kane Williamson, he can do well, but if I'm looking at the batting lineup, I see complete pressure on Kane Williamson and even Kane Williamson will feel that pressure because no one below him is there to play. It's the same pressure. When RCB in their peak years with Kohli, AB, Gale, they at least divided the pressure among Kohli, AB, Gale. Okay? Williamson has divided the pressure with Williamson, right? And it's all with him. So there's no there's
Yeah,
no there's no reliability of Nicholas Pooran, Abdul Samad, Aiden Markram, Rahul Tripathi. All those four players are secondary batsmen, right? And they're secondary batsmen to who? They're secondary batsmen to players like David Warner, players like Virat Kohli, players like AB de Villiers, players like even players like an informed Suresh Raina. They're all secondary players to these players, right? But here they're playing the role of primary players. By primary players, I mean the people who are going to do the majority of the run scoring, right? And the majority of your run scoring has been dependent on Abhishek Sharma, Rahul Tripathi, Nicholas Puran, none of whom have done it before for any team that they've played for. Nicholas Puran maybe a bit for West Indies, but otherwise. So
yeah.
I mean, I have faith in Rahul Tripathi. He's a KKR lad, of course. He performed really well for us
no, but
in the
you know, you
UAE
know, you
leg
know,
at three.
it's based on what you said itself. The individual players are good. As a unit, they're not because Rahul Tripathi has an insane amount of pressure on him because he has no one below him, and it's the same for everyone in that batting lineup, right? So
Yeah, like when I think it was a while ago now when we were doing our podcast on the India England Test series, we talked about England's Test over reliance on Root, right? And the one thing that kept England afloat is that Root is good. Root is reliably good, and Williamson's obviously also good, but even if when you're over reliant on a player and that player fires, it's incredibly difficult to win. You can't, one player can almost never win a cricket match. If that one player can't fire, like we saw from Williamson in the first match, then your team is complete garbage. The team is just utterly awful. I never expected anything from Nicholas Pooran. I think we all said that before because he's always shown to be good when he plays for West Indies, when he plays not in India, and in IPL he's never proven
His record internationally in India is amazing. He has a very good record for West Indies in India, but his IPL record is not pretty.
it's
Yeah,
horrendous.
his IPL record at least is
Yeah.
better.
One more thing. You talked about individual players winning you a game, right? Now, if you look at the past, who are these players who can win you a game all on their own? AB de Villiers any day, right? David Warner
David
any
Warner.
day, right? Virat Kohli any day, right? These are the big names that are coming in. And Kane Williamson, to me, is not that player. He can't win your game single-handedly because to me, Kane Williamson is um, one of the world's best anchor players. And
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, in the T20 World Cup final, he's the only reason New Zealand were in that game in the first place.
you
And
know,
he played out of his skin.
that's all good and all. He can play that way, but he is not an inborn T20 player, right? He's like people who are T20 players is someone like an Andre Russell, another person who can win you a game. Is someone like a Kyron Pollard, the those kind of people. And Williamson, I don't think he has the capability to win your game single handedly.
Kane
But
Williamson, he can single-handedly take you to like a 145, which is good. But he doesn't have the capability to I don't think to consistently be the one player who pushes you over the line, gets you high scores.
see,
See, I
Kane Williamson
disagree.
cannot
I
hit
think he
100.
can do that.
See, he can't hit
Yeah,
100
I
or
think
50.
he can do that.
I don't think he can hit
Dude,
100 or 50.
see,
He hit 100 or
you
65,
guys are
100 or
forgetting
70. That's not enough.
you guys are forgetting he was an orange cap in 2018 at a very good strike rate also. I think he has the capabilities of being that kind of amazing T20 player.
No,
I
can
don't
you, you know,
think
can you
I
tell
don't
me,
think his
can you tell
batting
me
lineup.
SRH's team in 2018? Tell me SRH's team in
That's
2018.
support.
What was SRH's team? Warner, Bairstow.
Warner was banned.
Oh, he
Okay.
was? Okay, what was SRH's
Yeah.
team then? Whatever. They had a good team. Manish Pandey was in there somewhere. Bairstow was there. Kane Williamson
No, Bairstow
had a,
wasn't.
Bairstow came in, I think, a little later.
okay, whatever.
Bairstow was
Kane
bought in
Williamson
2019.
had a support structure around him to play. Okay.
Yeah,
Here-
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This batting lineup doesn't support Williamson. Like for
Yeah.
New Zealand in that World Cup final, he had the confidence that his batting lineup is there, and even if he fails, that batting lineup is there. He doesn't have that with SRH right now.
Yeah, that's the point. Single-handedly, he can't make big
See,
scores. He's not. that
Bhuvanesh
type of-
Kumar, Natarajan, all good. Washington Sundar's innings was beautiful to see. We have to see if he continues doing that. Other than that, Romario Shepherd is looking a bit shaky on the bowling front, but he belted a bit.